folks, welcome back to another Poem Master video, and yes, I'm awake, and yes, I also didn't get too much sleep, but last night, I was so busy focusing on the new units, I didn't even get this info, which is apparently, we got some new grids, as we do every month, but this one's different, this is, wow, we got synchronous expansions for the OGs. Singsu Red and Singsu Blue, among a few others. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. Obviously, Singsu Leaf already got hers beforehand, which I still haven't tried out yet. I should do that. Oh my god. Again, I'm just so behind on like my school stuff. It really sucks that this is happening when I'm at my busiest at my school stuff as well. But anyways, let's get right in. I have not seen the grids yet. I've been avoiding eye contact with my screen until I press this record button. Let's see what's up. I'm excited because he's the OGs, man, of the game, right? The first anniversary, and you know, now they're doing Counter Trio 2.0. It just seems fitting that they brought those, you know, these two in. All right, let's see what we got for Singsu Red. So let's see. First of all, it is the let's check out 2 out of 5. Solar Flare 2. And Sharp Entry, I mean, those are good, right? Sharp Entry is nice just because you could just use the Dark Hit plus 1, so then you could double train a move. And Sync, you still won't have Haymaker, but oh well, right? Solar Flare 2, you know, 7 energy over here, it's at this spot position, right? I mean, it's okay. Obviously, it's not as worth as like Solar Flare 5 if you compare like how efficient the energy spent is, but you know, that's what most of these like 2 out of 5 grids are kind of are, right? So anyways, we'll get into more interesting stuff. All right, so 4 out of 5. Sync Thinker 9. Okay, so it's just +1 special move up next after using the sync move. I mean, sure. And I see alright, Stand Fast 9. Do people unironically run Flare Blitz? Singsu Red though, I don't know about that one. Like it's really only used when like it's a stage that has like, you know, wise entry 2 or ×2 or whatever, or just have like crazy amounts of like special defense and you just have to use like physical attacks. But like even though those case scenarios, there's just so many really powerful fire type physical damage healers, right? Like, you know, Singsu Hilda, Mei, or Singsu Mei, right, whatever, all those units. So now let's see what we got at 5 out of 5. So I have Soften Up, which is nice. I mean, this Soften Up only costs 5 energy over here, which is honestly pretty good, right? Trainer move, Propulsion 9. Okay. All right, I was very hyped when I heard that he got a grid. After looking at it, it's not completely nothing, because his grid is like relatively cheap. Like there's not like a lot of stuff you really pick up, right? Like if you look at like his original grid, right, you generally run something generally just run like something like this. Maybe you pick up Rejuvenate as well, right? So you know, generally you do something like this for this guy's grid. And oh shoot, forgot about Haymaker. Whoops. So I guess in this case, yeah, no, generally like you just do something similar to this, which I guess in this case you could pick up some other things, right? So you could maybe just pick up like a Soften Up over here at the cost of this. Obviously, you know, less damage healing, but you know, yeah, at least you're guaranteed because it's an AoE striker sync. You hit all 3 of them. And I mean, Sync Thinker, if you're not syncing with them, then obviously you got a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but you know, you get more mileage out of some of these, I guess, right? If you're not syncing with them, you could just, you know, do that. Sharp Entry, maybe the Propulsion, I'm not even sure, just because his passive has Propulsion 1, right? It's 20%. That's not really reliable enough to pick up, to like warrant picking up a Propulsion 9, unless you have other same move countdown units over here, right? So It's all right. It's not nothing. It's not anything crazy either, unfortunately. But look, I mean, he's, you know, he's six red, so he's never gonna be bad. I don't think, right? Even 2 years from now, I'd still think he'd probably still be pretty good. But yeah, it didn't really fix his underlying issues, unfortunately, which is physical attack, right? Physical attack buffs for Haymaker, or in my previous proposal, I thought it'd be better if they just take, instead of having to pick up Haymaker and having someone to buff his physical attack, which kind of sucks, right? Because he's otherwise a self-sufficient unit. But again, he just doesn't have the... well, he has it, but you have to mega first. And why would you not, like, buff his special attack and crit? Or I guess you could buff crit. Why would you not buff his special attack for, like it's just a mess. So I thought it would probably be better if you just give him, like, Brain Teaser, right? So people don't have to pick up the Haymaker, and you still get that multiplier by just using your train move, like pre-sync. So, it's all right. It's all right. Okay. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Sygna Blue, who is the OG of crit expansions, cause he got one right after he dropped, cause everyone thought he sucked, and he did suck a bit when he first dropped, but after they after I think like a month, they gave him these horizontal expansions. Again, he's the blueprint, folks. The pun unintended. Oh my god. Blueprint for these synchron expansions. Just cause again, when he came out, he kind of sucked, and so they buffed him, which was really good, and he became just a really consistently used, right, support, even though his like passive is anything but consistent. But that aside, all right, let's check out what he got. So for the 2 out of 5, he got Team Fierce entry and Team Grand entry. I like that. I like these. They do, again, like, these do cost like 7 energy. So in a vacuum, I'd say they'd be pretty nice, because especially if you do EX your blue, right? Oh my god. Oh, am I finally gonna EX my Sygna Blue? Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. Anyways, so there is that. But if you do mega, it triggers again. And again, one of the more bigger issues with Sygna Blue is just because his this passive, it's way too slow, right? Because of the random attack, special attack buffings, and you have to, the opponent has to hit you. So if they're not hitting you, they're using stat buffs themselves. That's like a wasted turn, right? So this at least guarantees you these whichever one you need, the stat buffs, and twice if you're megaing him, right? All right. So 4 out of 5, we got First Aid 4 and Status Immunity. That is good. I forgot to finish my point. For the previous ones, yeah, it's just like the energy, right? Just because it's Sygna Blue, bro has a billion grid nodes you want to pick up, right? So it's just it seems good in theory, but how many times would you actually pick it up? Just because again, you want to pick up all this other stuff. But this is something 100% people should be considering, right? This is just straight up natural remedy on steroids. This is fantastic. That is a massive W. First Aid 4, it's good. Again, in a vacuum, it's good, but how much energy are you really willing to spend on it? Because it costs 10. It does cost you 10 energy. It's all the way up here, right? I mean, if you are picking up Wise entry, I guess it's not that bad of an idea. Right, but otherwise, because he does have he could heal from Team Trash Tank, he could heal from Team Fist Bump too, which don't heal nearly as much as First Aid 4 does, but it is AoE, and it's not a one-time thing. So in longer stages, maybe these two would just be better, but in shorter stages, assuming you don't need to heal your teammates, First Aid 4 is obviously better. So I guess you would have a choice over there at least. 5 out of 5, let's see, we have Free Revenge 4 and Team Raincoat. Team Raincoat is just going to be very situational, right? You have to be fighting a stage where the crits would be a threat to you and your team. And has to be in rain, so that's very situational. Although it is around all the other, well, a decent amount of the other rain nodes, so it's not gonna be like that big. Oh, there's also refreshing rain too for healings. So that's like not gonna be that big of a concern. Oh, it has to be in rain, right? Because I mean, you know, if you pick it up over here, you're picking up like some other rain stuff, probably racing rain more than raging rain. But you know, the Hydro Cannon Singsu Blue is legitimate, man. It's legitimate. he's the well, I won't say original support damage dealer. I guess that would be Sabrina, who should also get a grid soon, maybe sometimes, right? You know, getting some Kanto love. Anyways, but yeah, the other one, Free Revenge 4, I do like, right? Because one of his other issues is the speed, right? He is not fast, but he does have other speed things, right? I mean, the move gets acceleration on his training move. That's always a thing, right? That always kind of sort of carried him to make him not like terribly slow, right? Also the fact that yeah, you got Racing Rain too, so if you're running him rain, which is why Pep Rally on training move, which is why eventually Singsu Blue kind of fell into obscurity and kind of fell off, right? Because like initially people were running him with everything because he was runnable with everything, right? It makes sense to run him with everything. He was kind of like the champion bead back in the day, right? But then, you know, as we started to get more specialized supports, right, that are much more powerful and targeted, he kind of did fell off, and he was more relegated just to being like a niche, just rain team sort of tank. Because in rain teams, he gets, you know, stuff like, again, the Racing Rain. He could do extra damage in, like, rain-boosted Hydrocans. Again, rain-boosted Hydrocans are no joke, man. And, you know, Refreshing Rain as well to heal in that. So he did kind of get relegated to that, like, rain team sort of place, right? Where he would be a bit better in terms of gauges, right? Once you do have something like Racing Rain over there. But Free Revenge is definitely, I'd say, very much appreciated. It's not in a terrible spot, but I don't really like this spot ever. Like, I was always more of a bottom half Singsu Blue Grid guy because, again, you know, you got all the rain stuff down here, right? The upper half, the top left corner, I was always kind of like, right? Do I really want to go all the way up here for like Wise Entry? Like, again, Impervious is good, right? But like, it's go all the way up there. But you know, now there's an extra incentive to going that route with Free Revenge. So yeah, the top left corner is really just a lot of things that you could pick up if you're not running him in rain, right? I mean, you can still pick him up if you're running him in rain. It's just probably won't have enough energy for a lot of the other stuff. So I guess Singsu Blue's grid, I find most of the nodes very, very good, right? Like, the only one I don't care too much for is like Team Raincoat, and again, you could still make an argument for it to be used, right, in certain very specific scenarios, and it'll be good in those. But overall, he does kind of suffer from the too many nodes, not enough energy sort of issue. But I don't think it's that bad, just because like it's just like supports, right? You could just specialize his grid, you know, customize it every single time for whichever stage and team you're running him in and against, right? So I like it. I think this is a W. I think I like this much more than the Singsu Red one. So that's good. That's good. So many blue wins this anniversary. It really is more so the blue anniversary than another red anniversary. I feel like this is more of a blue anniversary, folks. Next up, let's check out the other one, which is, I believe, Classic Elesa, which, you know, shoutouts to the people who remember she still exists. I remember I've always been a supporter of Classic Elesa. I always thought she was a really, really nice unit, ever since she launched, right, back in the day, and I feel like she's still relevant, even though we've got, like, a lot of really, really crazy debuffers nowadays. Clearly, she does have her issues, right, like, again, it's always the Dojo Gloria sort of comparison, right? Like, Dojo Gloria is like one, you know, fantastic debuffer that also does a billion, you know, damage every turn as well herself, which, again, it's just hard for some of the other debuffers who just don't really do anything else outside of debuff to really match, right? But I mean, I still think she's, like, in of itself, she's still really, really nice. I like the kit. I also like Elesa, so maybe I'm biased. I certainly am biased, but all right, let's check out the grid. So 2 out of 5 we get Paralysis Energy 3 and Static Shock. Well, looks like you know, the game heard me talking about the damage, but no, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be relevant, man. Like, come on, Thunder Shock and Nuzzle, right? Where like Nuzzle is almost as bad as Thunder Shock for a 3 gauge move. Static Shock too. That's all right, cause you know, it's the what do you call it? The nuke is legitimate, right? The nuke is definitely legit. So what else? So 4 out of 5 we have Eagle Eye 9. Eagle Eye 9. Oh, I don't remember. She doesn't buff crit? I thought she did. Never mind. Well, it's been a while. But okay. Well, now she definitely does, which is good. Because again, like you use a classic Elesa a lot in legendary gauntlets, right? Because she's very good in legendary. She could paralyze, she could debuff, right? She's like a one woman wrecking crew against Tornadus, and I guess her big issue was, you know, she didn't have crit buffs, right? She had special, and it's not max, but you know, +4 that's good enough, right, for her legendary gauntlet. And now, you know, she has the self crit buff, so that's nice. Max countdown to niche, right? That one really depends on the rest of the team. 5 out of 5 conductive sync. Oh wow, so she gets another electric train now, because she had one with her max lightning, right? So now she has another one. Okay, electric train on sync, and then power play. Oh, this grid expansion looks very interesting, because now she is, you know, not only do you have another sync nuke multiplier on your sync, you also have electric train on sync too. Ooh, I low-key kind of like, oh shoot, oh please tell me my classic Elesa is 5 out of 5. Because it's a tech, man. I don't want to spend more monies. I literally just grabbed my iPad instinctually just to check if my classic Elesa is 5 out of 5, because damn, that 5 out of 5 grid, not gonna lie, is really nice, man. Holy, let me see. It's 4 out of 5. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, it's not that bad. There's you know, only would have to spend one. Oh my, the amount of candies I'm gonna spend on this anniversary is loot, which is why like everyone berates me for like being stingy and saving on candies. Dude, I know it's coming, man. I can't be just spending candy willy-nilly. They dropped 13 new units this Annie, and then all these new like upgrades for these you know, old Pokefairs too. Like you gotta have a supply. You gotta have a supply backup ready, locked and loaded, just in case stuff like this happens. And stuff like this, it happened. So nah, yeah, y'all can't be hating on me too much for saving candies, man. My blue is 4 out of 5, red is 5 out of 5. All right. Oh, okay. Well, this is a good one. I like this one. I like this grid. This is definitely a W. Definitely a W in my book. Last one isn't a Pokefair, but it is our you know, our monthly Spotlight 5-star, and this one is Hilda, who I swear to God, I thought, you know, not religious, but you know, I thought that we already had this Hilda grid expansion. People are telling me, oh, you know, I was asking around, oh, what's the you know, grid expansion for this month? And they were like, Sings are red, Sings blue. And I was like, oh my God. And then like Hilda, I was like, wait, oh, so I thought people were trolling me about the Sings are red and Sings are blue one, because I thought Hilda already had one. I don't know. I can't be the only one who thought Hilda already had one, right? Anyways, but one of my mods, Lemon, explained to me, which made all the sense in the world, that I was probably thinking about Fire Hilda, aka Elesa, which made all the sense in the world. All right, let's check out the expansion. This is I say free, but again, it is like, it's still like 3 out of 5, 2 or 3 out of 5. But I mean, it's a Spotlight unit that's been in the banner, the general pool for like years now, right? It's really one of the like earliest like new units that ever came out of the game. So all right, so we got attack +20, speed +20. That's good. Ramming speed. Okay. Stand fast 9. All right. That makes the ramming speed a lot easier to stomach. All right. Training move, hit and heal, and critical eye. W, massive, massive, massive W. This is a big, big, big. Oh, this one's fantastic. This one's fantastic. Wow. No notes because, look, the thing about Hilda, right? You know, you go out there, flame charge, right, and then use your train move. Boom, you have max physical attack and some speed. Or you could go, you know, I don't really advocate for doing it 6 times. That might be a bit too off. But, you know, now you have a reason to with ramming speed. So, you know, maybe in between turns when you're like, you know, don't have enough gauges. Because even though she does buff her own speed, she has a very low base speed of 167, right? So when you're out of gauges, you could queue up like a flame charge, which, you know, still does some damage. And again, it builds onto your ramming speed. So that's nice. And then, yeah, her big issue was always like, outside of taking herself out, was no crit, right? And now she got critical eye every single one of these hits. You hit 3 flame charges, that's +3 speed, which converts to +6 physical attack, and now you also get +3 crit on that as well. So that's almost perfect. That's almost perfect, right? And then you got hidden heal over here, which gradual healing. I mean, it just costs you 3 energy. That's a great part about these horizontal grid expansions. It's obviously because it doesn't cost you 4 to 5, 5 to 5, but yeah, outside of that, right? Even if the notes aren't like crazy good, like, you know, some supports, sometimes they just get like, oh, first aid, natural remedy, quick cure. They don't cost a lot, right? They don't cost a lot. Like critical eye, like 5 energy here, right? Hidden heal, 3 energy. The ramming speed, 3 energy, right? That's crazy. It's stand fast 9, right? To obviously help with the taking herself out part. This is good. This is very, very, very good. Big W here for Hilda fans. Around the world, and by Hilda fans, I mean Cappuccino. Yeah, just shout out Cap. Check her. Check their workout on Twitter. Really, really cool. So yeah, let's see. Something like that. I'm not sure if you really need that extra stand fast 9. I'm just trying to be safe. But yeah, boom, you pick up speedy entry as well, right? So you just speedy entry. Flame charge once. I guess you still want the potions though. Yeah, speedy entry, flame charge once. That's +3. Turn 2, you could do this, or you could just do 2 of these, right? Flame charge. So you're at +4 speed, and you're +2 crit. Use this, max out your thing, right? And yeah, as long as you don't really need to have her sync on first sync, like just do like a Sporty X. Sync first, right? Then you should be fine. Because I still don't really see a pathway to max crit and max physical attack by turn 3 by herself. I don't think so, right? Like +2, 1 flame charge. Yeah, because you have to spend 1 turn using this, so you won't, you know, you won't have +3 crit. But again, you know, don't have to sync with her first turn, right? And you're good, right? Because you know, pretty good striker AoE nuke, right? Get some extra damage on her flare blitz as well now. Also don't die, and you know, again, this is a damage healer, right? That could also give you potion with master healers if you are running her in legendary gauntlet. Which, I mean, if you are running a legendary gauntlet, I'd probably suggest something more along the lines of just, you know, maybe less on that other stuff, and you could just spend it on the extra potions, right? If you really need the barricade, shielding strikes, I guess. I feel like that's too much of an energy commitment though. But yeah, you could definitely drop like stuff like ramming speed though. But if you want like another stand fast, but I feel like you should be fine, right? You got the potions, you got hidden heal now, you have first aid, right? You have 900 something HP. I think you're, yeah. Yeah, overall the grids, I think the Singsu red one is kind of but all the other ones, the Singsu blue, classic Elesa, the Hilda ones, I think these are all really, really good, right? All W's, fantastic, good anniversary ahead of us. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So yeah, anyways, that's been this one, I guess. Hope y'all gentlemen guys think in the comments down below, like, enjoy the videos from our channel for some more promo content. And also, you know, in terms of like Singsu red and Singsu blue, I feel like a lot of people do have them at like high amounts of copies. Like, I feel like those are kind of like the exceptions when it comes to just even free-to-play players or like low spenders, I feel like people, some people, because you know people are big fans and they were really, really, really good back in the day, right? Especially when they first came out, and you know, some of the best units in the game. A lot of people, like myself, even though there's no necessary to get them to 5 out of 5 at the time, I pulled Forcing Suit Red for 5 out of 5. So I feel like there should be some amount of people out there who have them at 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. It's not like, oh, who cares? No one's ever going to get them there anyways, right? So, all right. Have fun, folks. We'll go over the BP units and all that stuff in the next video, and I'll see you guys then.